If you're stuck comparing yourself to everyone, wondering why you're still behind, you're not alone. I've spent the last 10 years trying to figure out how to deal with loneliness, envy, and a lack of self-purpose. Most people never talk about what it actually takes to survive the quiet battles of life. But in this video, I'm compressing a decade worth of self-reflection into something that you can use today to finally feel at peace and focused on your own path. So as you can see, I got quite a lot of information laid out, and each one of these will be a video itself. It'll be split into 6 chapters talking about blissful isolation, self-care, going over some tenets, going over shifting perspective. This is very important. The grass isn't greener on the other side. Social mastery. So these will be the main things we'll be focused on in today's video. So let's jump right into it. Why should you listen to me? Well, one, I've been posting videos for the last 8 years, sharing my journey on how I went from zero, coming from a single family home to making multi 7 figures, getting everything from my dream car to getting my mum her dream car to getting a bunch of Rolexes, traveling in business class. But not only that, I've been able to help other people achieve their dreams, and I think that's much more impressive. So let's jump right into the video. So blissful isolation. The number one thing is you have to realize that only you can be there for yourself. No one is going to be there for you. Only you can be there for yourself. It's a full-time job to just back yourself. No days off. Realize that no one is going to be there to pick you up. Everyone is dealing with their own problems. Everyone has their own issues. Yes, you might be a kind person that always checks in on others and is there for others, but guess what? Most people aren't like that. You are the exception. And once you realize that, and once you stop expecting others to be there for other people like you are, that's the moment you can now step up and realize that, hey, no one's going to check in on me. No one's going to have my back. The only person that can really have my back is me, myself. And maybe that future dream partner that is going to be there for you. Everyone has their own problems. Don't expect others to be like you. And realize that, hey, looking after yourself itself is a full-time job. So as a result, you're going to have to learn to walk alone and realize that no one's going to be there forever with you. Learn to walk alone. No one will stay with you forever. Every time I've surrounded myself with people, I forget how to be alone. I forget how to be self-sufficient. As I've gone through life, as I've met so many people, most people are only there for a chapter of your life. Of course, you'd want someone to be your friend forever and be friends for 50 years, but most likely you're only going to be friends for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. You'll grow apart, you'll go off on your own, and you'll be alone again. So learn to walk alone, not because you're a lonely person and that you're cynical. Do it because only you have your back. Do it because you want to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, and do it because you don't want to be reliant on other people for you to be happy. So learn to walk alone and understand that no one will stay with you forever. And plus, this is the only way to get in healthy relationships. Most relationships don't work out because both individuals don't know how to sort of be alone, don't know how to stand on their own 2 feet. And that's what leads to codependency. So learn to walk alone, learn to be happy walking alone, and learn to be grateful. You know, I walk alone through life, realizing how beautiful life is and how lucky and fortunate I am. And there's so much power in that, where you don't require someone or a group of people to see the beauty in life and to have joy. All that ends up being this amazing cherry on top. Like if you're able to just enjoy life on your own, when you're around friends, when you're around good people, it becomes this beautiful cherry on top. And you need to understand that, hey, if you're alone, you're actually one of the gifted few that gets to be alone. A man alone is a neighbor of God. When you're all alone and you don't have a best friend, you don't have, a friendship circle, all there's left is God. You are now forced to be a neighbor of God. He's the only person that is there. So realize that when you're alone, you're forced to be closer with God. He becomes your only friend. Like if you look at Moses, if you looked at Jesus, they're quite lonely people. They didn't have a best friend. They didn't have a support system. Like their support system was God. That was their only friend. So start seeing that being alone is an honor, that only a few people get chosen to be alone and independent, and realize that you're actually not alone. You're actually right there next to God. Now let's jump into self-care. One of the most important things is realizing that, hey, you want to look your best at any given time, and you want to not think or worry about the expenses of getting a haircut that much. Getting a haircut is sort of like makeup for girls. You spend $20, $30, $40 every 2 weeks to sort of look fresh, and girls spend money on makeup. It's pretty necessary. So as a guy, you shouldn't cheap out and sort of, I used to try to hold it out, wait 1, 2, 3 months to get a haircut, have a long hairstyle that could sustain not needing a haircut every 2 weeks. But that's sort of like a girl sort of not having any skincare routine, having no makeup for like a month. Yeah. So in conclusion, see it as like a necessary cost, and realize that not only guys have this cost, but girls have their own incurred costs, such as makeup. So both genders are spending money to sort of look their best, so you don't want to be behind. And 2, with the power of AI, you can use ChatGPT to check your ego, check different insecurities that you may have. Use ChatGPT to help you better yourself. Do I have an ego? Please ask some questions to test to see where my ego is at.
That's an interesting question. We all have an ego to some extent, but it's more about how we manage it. I can ask a few reflective questions if you'd like. For example, how do you usually react when someone gives you constructive criticism?
When someone gives me constructive criticism, it depends on the person. If it's someone that's very qualified, I'm definitely gonna pause, listen. If it's someone that's less qualified, I'm gonna try to see where they're coming from. So I always try to listen, pause, take it in, and if it's from someone that isn't qualified, I might ask a few more questions. Yeah.
That sounds like a really balanced approach. It shows you're open to feedback, which is awesome. Another good question might be how you feel when you're working on a team project. Do you find it easy to share credit with others, or do you prefer a bit of spotlight for yourself?
When doing group activities, I definitely want to try to over give credit to other people. Maybe deep down inside I know that I definitely played a role, but I don't really care about the credit, and I just sort of overly give it to whoever has done the work.
That's a really generous mindset. It sounds like you value collaboration and the success of the team more than personal recognition, which is awesome. It shows a lot of humility. Another thing to consider is how you handle disagreements or conflicts. Do you find it easy to compromise, or do you feel like you need to stand your ground and make sure your perspective's heard?
It depends. Like if it's someone that is way more smarter than me, ahead of me in life, I'm definitely gonna just take their opinion and I would not fight it. If it's someone that I don't really care about, I also wouldn't fight it. I'll just let it go, because if I don't care about that person, then I let it go. If it's someone that is more closer and nearer and dearer to me, and their perspective and the conversation that we have is something that if I don't solve it now, it's going to come back around, then I'll probably be honest and give my true feelings and thought then and there, so that it doesn't come back around.
That makes a lot of sense. It sounds like you have a thoughtful approach to conflict resolution and you choose your battles wisely. It's great that you're honest and open with the people who matter most to you. That kind of self-awareness and adaptability definitely shows a healthy balance.
Awesome. So based on the questions you've asked and my answers, could you somehow rate my ego? I don't know if there's a rating system or in comparison to the average person. Please give me a read on where my ego is at.
I think from what you've shared, you come across as pretty self-aware and open-minded, which suggests a healthy and balanced ego. It seems like you value other people's perspectives and you're considerate in how you handle feedback and conflict. So if we had to put it on a scale, I'd say you're definitely on the more balanced and humble side.
That's it. Thank you so much. That was cool. Now let's jump into the tenets. This is very important. Tenet number 1. Until it's done, tell none. Until it's done, tell none. Evil eye is real. People don't want you to win. Also, you don't want to premature ejaculate and sort of get all that compliments before it's even completed. There's no benefit with telling people your goals before they're accomplished. Telling people your dreams, your vision only brings evil eyes, only brings resentment and jealousy and envy. So until it's done, tell no one. Next, here are 5 tangible rules, tenets, things you can do when you feel like the world is crumbling down around you. So life just isn't going your way. A ton of issues are happening back to back. It seems like the whole world is crushing and plotting against you. First, you want to lower the importance. The more importance you put on these issues, the more of an issue will become and you'll attract more issue. So start by lowering the importance of it and not worrying about it. 2, start by seeing how it can be a win. Try to see how this thing is actually a good thing. For example, me having to fly overseas in 2 days and I haven't packed my bag and I have a ton of work to do, it's a good thing because it's forcing me to be patient. It's forcing me to work harder. It's forcing me to grow. And it's also forcing me to have faith in future Andy. So I'm grateful for this challenge. See how I spun it around? Or another thing, like I want to get a haircut before I leave to New Zealand because it's going to be a 2-week trip and I just don't have time to get a haircut. How can this be a good thing? One, maybe it's going to force me to go out the house tomorrow. It's going to maybe attract something to come up tomorrow that will get me out of the house maybe. I don't know what it may be. But all I know is I'm having faith that everything is happening for a reason. So that's a third thing. Have faith that everything happens for a reason, because if I look in the past, every bad thing that I thought was bad at the time had to happen to get me to the exact place I'm here now. I'm so happy and grateful to be here now. And fourthly, you want to just feel it. Feel the overwhelmingness, the stress, the anxiety that the world comes. Just feel it, embrace it, and then step up. So number 5 is you want to then put yourself in the frame of the best person of you. Like close your eyes, visualize the best version of you, the version of you that's capable of handling all these issues without no stress, no worries. Feel that, become that, embody that. And once you're in that state of mind, that version of you is going to know exactly how to deal with this issue. So if you feel the world's crumbling, those are 5 things that you can do to go ahead and handle it. Everything is going to be okay. And the last tenet, never ask for help. I've gone through life never asking for help, never asking for anything whatsoever, despite constantly giving. And there's been a few times I've asked for help, such as helping me paint my mum's house or helping me pick a bridge, but most of the time people have been just busy and couldn't help out when I asked. Realize that it's not a bad thing. Like you're storing all this potential energy. You know, life is Newton's energy, you know. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So when you're giving and you're not asking for any help, you're just storing all this potential energy and it's going towards your success. It's going towards giving you good karma, giving you good luck. So absorb this feel. See it as a good thing. Keep giving. Stop. Never ask. And trust me, you'll have so much potential energy that you can't not succeed in life. Awesome. So now let's go into shifting perspective. This is probably one of the most important sections in this video. Just like me and everyone else, people often feel sad and worthless when they're constantly seeing everyone succeed on Instagram. So here's some advice on that. So you feel like you're falling behind as you're watching everyone around you succeed, buy new cars, get new watches, buy new houses, and you're like, man, I feel like I'm going nowhere. I feel like I'm so old, I'm behind. Guess what? You're not alone in this feeling. Everyone feels this. There's a reason why there's a saying the grass is not greener on the other side. Because everyone looks at other people's success and they're like, man, I wish I could I wish I could get another house. I wish I could get another supercar. I wish I could get another watch. But little do you know the pain and everything they went through to be where they're at. Like the moment you figure out their story and what it's really like behind the scenes, the loneliness, the depression that they maybe go through that you have no idea that they have to deal with on a daily basis, you wouldn't want to trade lives with them. On the other hand, there's also the fact that a lot of the times the people that you're like, man, I wish I could be in their shoes, from their perspective, they're looking at you, they're like, man, I wish I could be just chilling like him. And I think these are the 2 things I remind myself whenever I have these feelings of like, man, I feel like I'm so behind. I feel like everyone's racing ahead. I just remind myself that 1, like their success, their story has nothing to do with mine. 2, I'm just focused on being happy on my end. And that has nothing to do with their what they recently bought, what they recently achieved. 3, there's a good chance that like from their perspective, they want to be in my shoes just as much as I want to be in their shoes. And 4, I realize how much time I have. Whether you're 28, 30, 35, you have so much time and you're going on your own race. Remember, you're going to be able to achieve much more, go much further if you just stay in your own lane and not be worried about what other people are doing in their lane, in their race. Just focus on you. Don't worry. You're not behind. Dude, the KFC guy, he freaking found success in his late 60s. So if he can do it at that age, you got so much time. A quick reminder, you would not want their life, you would not want their success if you saw the full picture. Keep going, you're exactly where you need to be. Follow if this helped. Now, on the topic of shifting perspective, what's the difference between coping versus positive thinking? So what's the difference between coping or lying to yourself and pretending everything's okay when things are going wrong? So let's say the world is crumbling down around you and you literally just cope, you tell yourself, hey, everything's okay, and you just don't do anything about it. Versus positive thinking is sort of seeing how this could actually be a good thing and taking actions against it to solve it. That's the main difference. So let's run an example. Tomorrow I have a 5 a.m. flight to New Zealand and I don't have my bags packed. Coping/lying would be like, hey, everything's okay, I can keep playing games, it's gonna be okay. That's me coping. Whereas me seeing as a positive thing would be, hey, this is pushing me to be more focused, more locked in today. I'm gonna grow. It's also gonna push me to be more organized so that future trips I'm gonna pack much, much earlier. So it's good that I'm being pushed right now. And then I go ahead and actually take action and start packing and start locking in today. So that's the difference between coping/lying versus positively thinking and actually taking action. Similarly, what is the difference between lowering your importance on an issue versus neglecting that issue? Big difference. When it comes to lowering importance, what's the difference between neglecting and just sort of ignoring the issue versus actually lowering the importance of that issue? So here's an example. I need to go and get a haircut. I need to pack my suitcase. I need to do a ton of things before I fly off tomorrow morning at like 6 a.m. Lowering importance would mean, hey, it's going to be fine. It's chill. Don't put too much thought on it. Let me just get those things I need to get done and push through the day, and it's going to be okay. I trust that I'm going to figure it out. Versus neglecting is, hey, I'm going to push this aside. I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to watch some anime. I'm going to binge some Netflix, and I'm just going to ignore and neglect this issue. So that's the difference between lowering importance and neglecting an issue. Another thing is you want to realize that all the weight you're feeling, it's all imaginary. This has taken me so long to realize and understand. I realized that all the weight you put on your shoulders, all that responsibility, it's all freaking imaginary. You put it on yourself. After losing everything, trimming down my team, getting to a point where like, hey, I'm just trying to look after myself, it made me realize that all these responsibilities and weight that I felt like I had was just all imaginary, and I just put it on myself. Like even now as is, when I'm not really feeling responsible for anyone, I'm still looking after my team, I'm still hiring my employees, I'm still looking after my mum, my family and friends. But the only difference is I haven't put this imaginary weight on my shoulders. I'm like going through life effortlessly, weightlessly, and still being able to be responsible for all these different things. But I also realized that, hey, people can look after their own. I realized that, hey, I don't need to achieve these big dreams that I set for myself. Like I realized that yes, I can strive, work hard and have these big goals, but I didn't need to put those goals on my shoulders. These are things I could just walk towards. Imagine you starting this marathon and you're running to the finish line. That is enough. But what most people are doing, they're adding all these weights and all these rocks on their shoulders, and they're still having to run to the finish line. So learn to run to the finish line without putting all this weight on your shoulders. Realize that all that matters is the here and now. Like right now, I'm just focused on filming this video. I'm focused on getting my morning done. I have a busy routine. I have a lot of people that I need to get back to, but it's okay. They could handle themselves. If it's important, they'll reach out to me, they'll call me. All that matters is me doing what I'm doing at this very present moment. And lastly, you want to start training yourself to reframe every negative thing. Here's an example. So it's been a long week and I'm feeling really down. I've just been traveling for the last 2 weeks, meeting a lot of people, and I'm just tired. I'm just like coming down. But it's better to reframe it as cooling down. When I sort of tell myself, I'm just cooling down right now, all of a sudden I feel much better. I think reframing is so underrated. Rather than just being like, man, I'm feeling so down, I'm coming down, I'm crashing, just be like, hey, I'm cooling down. And all of a sudden I feel much better, and you're saying the same things, but it has a positive spin to it, and it feels like I'm cooling down. Now let's go into the grass isn't greener. This is also something that has taken me a long time to really understand. But once you understand it, you're like, man, my life is pretty awesome. So one, realize that when people around you are buying nice things, it's actually not a good thing. Try to hold off buying nice things as long as possible. Hold off buying that Rolex, that nice car, that house. Because usually every time I bought something nice, that seemed to be the peak of my journey. And everyone I watch, like whenever a friend gets into that phase of buying houses, buying Rolexes, buying a new car, like they slowly start going downhill afterwards. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that you buy these things, you get all those compliments, all that attention, and you start slacking off. That might be one of it. Or maybe it's just a thing to do with the universe, where the moment you start buying nice things, the universe is like, okay, let's give you some pain. Because there's a yin to yang everything. There's a yin to a yang to everything. Like if you're getting a bunch of good stuff, there's a bunch of bad stuff that is coming your way very soon. So one, try to hold off buying nice things for as long as possible. See if you can just never buy nice things. Like look at Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, like Elon Musk. They don't really buy nice things. They've just like reinvested their whole life. And two, when someone buys a bunch of nice things, rather than being jealous, feeling FOMO, being like, man, this person is crushing it, they're doing so well, they're buying all these nice things, realize that they've just peaked and that they're gonna go through a valley dip very, very soon. Next, when you see people doing things without you, going on cool trips, music events, and you weren't invited, do not worry. When you feel FOMO, when people are doing things without you, accept it, feel it, embrace it, and realize that there's a good chance that they would want to be in your shoes. Like, from the outside, people might want to be in my shoes, being so busy, traveling, having so many different groups of people that I spend time with. But little do they know that if they were in my shoes, how lonely it will feel. How it doesn't feel like you have that one tribe that you can really rely on. You don't have that one best friend that's like a brother. And when I'm looking at other people, I'm like, man, I wish I could be part of that thing that they're doing. Like, I wish I was invited. I wish I was thought of. Guess what? They're probably looking at me and being like, hey, I want to be in Andy's shoes. So FOMO is like this circle of life. Everyone wants to be in other people's shoes. Everyone thinks the grass is greener on the other side. But realize that, hey, like, nobody wants to sit in their own shoes. If I really knew what it was like behind the scenes, I would not want to trade places with them. Now the next topic is social mastery. This is very important. One thing I've been trying to do is every time I go out, eat out, I try to say hi to as many people as possible. Why do people eat out? This is something I heard from Elon Musk. Because you can have the exact same experience at home. Like you can literally just have your food delivered at home and you're eating the exact same food. So the reason why people like to eat out is because they want to be surrounded by strangers. That's the only difference. What's the difference between eating home and eating out? You're eating the same food, you get it delivered, cooked, whatever it may be, but the only difference is you're surrounded by strangers. So humans innately want to go out to meet people. I guess we're human creatures. We want to be surrounded by people. So if you're going out, you might as well just try to say hi to strangers because that's what you innately want. Like humans are social beings. We go out for the hopes of meeting someone interesting, for the hopes of bumping into someone cool, the hopes of maybe meeting a beautiful partner. But most people, when they go out, they just stick with their friend groups and eat as if they're eating at home. So go out, put in effort to just say hi to random people around you, get to know people's names, put in that work because that's the reason why you went out. Because if you don't do that, you might as well eat at home. I think that's the thing. Most people are going out to have an experience that they could have just had at home. You go out to meet people, meet strangers, be surrounded by strangers. So take advantage of that. Say hi and turn these strangers into friends. Don't go out with the fantasy of potentially meeting someone and not doing anything about it and not saying hi to anyone. Go out, say hi to everyone you meet. Another thing is you want to understand why people reach out to you. Most of the time when people reach out to you, things aren't going that well. It's an important thing to keep in mind. Realize that people only want to catch up when things aren't going well. If things are going well, people are naturally selfish and they don't think about you and they just sort of stay to themselves and absorb all that good energy for themselves. But they're only reaching out when they need help, when they need, a sounding board, when they need some advice, when they need a new opportunity or insight on how to make money. People never catch up out of just the goodwill of like, hey, things are going well, I want to catch up with this person and share some of my energy. That rarely happens in my experience. So when people are hitting you up and wanting to catch up, it's a good indicator that things aren't going as well as you think they are. Another point, you want to be the person that checks in on people when things are going well. And you don't want to expect others to do the same, because other people are probably going to check in on you when things aren't going well on their end and they need some advice. Be the friend that checks in when things are going well, not the friend that checks in when things are going bad. Don't be the friend that only checks in when they need someone to talk to. Be the friend that checks in when they have no reason to check in and things are going really, really well. Trust me, people can feel that energy. When you're just reaching out because you just want to say hi, you want to share the good vibes, people can sense that. And life is going to give you a lot of karma points if you do this. You might not be able to see the rewards or the benefits of sharing your good vibes when things are going well, but trust me, in the long run, the universe is going to come back around and thank you in ways that you don't expect it. Maybe when things are going bad, you have all of a sudden everyone it has your back, is there for you, even when you haven't asked it. The universe works in wonders, so keep giving, keep being kind, keep sharing positivity. And when things are tough, don't share that with others. Take it on the chin, embrace it, take it all in on your own. And when things are really bad and you really need support, all that support that you've built is going to show up when you need it the most. And lastly, how do you handle toxic family members that don't support your dream? This is big. So you live in a very toxic environment. You have toxic family members that just don't support what you do. What's the best move? One, it's a good thing that you're sort of moving out, because that is good, trying to increase the distance between you and that toxicity. But another great exercise is using perspective and reframing, trying to really understand what they're trying to say. So for example, something my mum says when she, annoys me is like, hey Andy, you should sell your G-Wagon. And the reason, I need to reframe that. What my mum is trying to say, it's like, hey son, I love you. I don't want you to run out of money. If I was in your situation, I'd sell that car. And because I love you, I want to tell you that. So reframe things and try to see what they're actually trying to say. So for example, I have a brother that is like, hey, I'm like your older brother, I'm passing the baton over to you. At first I'm like, what are you talking about? I feel like we're like the same age. We're sort of like, what do you mean this older brother passing the baton to a younger brother? So you can see that as toxic, but you should reframe it. Try to understand where they're coming from. That's my brother saying, hey, I care for you. I want to pass on everything I learned over to you. And I can pass it to anyone, but I'm choosing you to pass the baton to. And now I'm like, oh wow, that's quite an honor. So the only reason why you feel like you're surrounded by toxic people, it's because that's how you're interpreting it. So try to reframe things, see what they're actually trying to say. That's going to help you a lot. So yeah, that's all the different lessons I've taken over the last 10 years of self-reflection, from going from 0 to multi-7 figures. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, send me an email, message me on Instagram. I'm replying to everyone. If you want some guidance, support, if it's a small question, I'm here to help. So please reach out to me. If you're looking for mentorship because you want to also get help to achieve your dreams, message me about that as well. But yeah, here is 10 years worth of self-reflection in this one simple video. Hopefully you guys got value from today's video. Peace.